Hi, my name is Jennifer Nichols. I teach Procreate and I have classes here on YouTube. Most of my classes are in my membership, and then I have some on Skillshare as well. Everything is linked below. I recently had a class in my membership on making these really amazing scrapbook pages so you can get your photos out of your phone where everybody can enjoy them. I gave a lot of resources to my students, but I am having a lot of fun with these little borders, these kind of border brushes. And I only gave 2 of those in this class. I have a whole bunch of patterns and things like that, but I want to show how to make these fun brushes so that everybody can make as many as they want, and you can draw little edges and have all sorts of fun with this type of brush. I'm not going to show you a dog theme today. We're just going to do something more basic, but it will teach you how to do it so that you can create as many as you want. You can see a glimpse of the resources I provided in the class. These are all pattern papers, washi tape, pattern brushes, all sorts of things, but only 2 of these little borders. So just to make this video a little shorter, I drew this ahead of time. I did go into Canvas, edit drawing guide, turn on the drawing guide, edit and max my grid size so that I can see my center lines, because I like my shape source to be approximately in the center. So that's just for this basic one. Once you kind of pick up the skills that this class teaches, you're going to understand how you can manipulate this one shape source to get different looks. So then you can place it in, away from the center, no problem. All right, pause the class and make yourself a blob and make it not a circle, because we're going to be watching it do some wiggly movements and you won't be able to see that if it's a circle. All right, I'm going to 3-finger swipe down and copy all. I need to copy all because I need the white and the black together. So I'm going to turn that off and I am on a new layer. I am in a library, that's my library, so I am going to tap the plus sign and create a new brush set and call it Pattern Borders. You can call it whatever you want. It's up there. Now I'm in that brush set. No brushes are there, but I'm going to tap the plus sign again and create a new brush, and this is just your default brush. In the shape, I need to paste that in before I forget. I already copied it. So edit, import, paste. Now it pasted exactly how we saw it over on the canvas. I'm going to tap once to get rid of that menu and 2-finger tap to invert it. I need the shape to be white. That's how these brushes work. All right, so now my brush is a whole bunch of these all in a row. If I press really lightly, it's very faded, and if I press harder, it's very bold. It's pretty small. It is definitely not a pattern brush. Let's go to stroke path and space them out so you can watch them here. Space out your stamps. So these are shapes, shape sources, stamps. They're called different things, but a brush is a whole bunch of stamps or shapes all in a row. So when we make just a regular stamp brush, we're going doot, doot, doot to stamp. You just max this out and then you can go like that really easily. All right, so I'm just kind of keeping it, we can come back and play with that. I'm gonna maybe space it out a little more. I'm at 55%. That is going to vary for everybody depending on how big your shape was on your canvas and what type of shape you have. I want it to be really solid, so I'm going to go to Apple Pencil. I don't want my pressure to affect opacity, so I'm just going to turn that off so it's always at full opacity no matter what the pressure is. And tap done, and let's test it. I'm going to go a little more purple here. All right, the maximum size is not that big. The minimum size is almost impossible to see. So I'm going to go back in and go to Properties. I'm going to bump my maximum size up. You can come back and forth testing these 2 things. Bump my minimum size up. Now my minimum is a nicer size. And my maximum, that's a pretty good size. for this type of brush. All right. I can 3-finger scrub and get rid of that. I like it. Now, no matter what I do, they're all upright. And that is something I might want for some brushes. It is not what I want for this type of brush. So I'm going to go back into the brush. And one thing you can learn about here is pressing and holding is how you get to this rename option. So let's call it Bean. Name your brush whatever. You can change it later. Tap on it to come back into the settings and go to Shape. And I want them to kind of wiggle like this a little bit. That is Scatter. See how they're wiggling a little bit now? Now, if you look at this row next to this row, they're a little wiggly. So that's nice. They still are straight up and down aside from being a little wiggly. So if I do a curve here, they're still kind of just going like this, but still going around. They're going around like this, but also going like that. Still not exactly what I want it to do. I kind of want it to go like the line of them like this, but when I turn, they turn too. All right. Go back in here, and this time we're going to follow stroke. I'm going to turn the wiggly down a little bit. I'm going to turn rotation all the way up till it says follow stroke. So now they're not just straight up and down. If you look at this one right here, I'm going to remove these. See that? Not bad. My problem is, even though that kind of looks like how I want it, look at my preview. That is not what I'm seeing here. So I want to make some changes. I'm going to go back in here and I'm going to turn this. Let's see what that does. So I can edit and then I can rotate this. 2-finger rotate. Now my preview here is correct. My preview here is correct. And now it's not correct anymore. This is something that I don't fully understand why that is the case, but there's a way to fix that. So now I can go in, back in, and come down to properties and turn off orient to screen. Now my preview here is how I want it. My preview here is how I want it. And my brush is working how I want it. Now that first one is always weird. It seems like on most brushes, it's always in the wrong position. All right. Perfect. So they're a little wiggly. They are following my brush, my stroke of my pencil. And that's perfect. All right. I can come in and change the preview. Once I have the size set, the properties, maximum and minimum size, I can decide on my preview size. Get a little another bean to pop up in there. And I think that brush is done. Oops, let's just clear everything here. So that's a pretty basic brush. I made another shape source here. I'm going to copy it, 3-finger swipe down, copy all, turn that off. And now I'm going to just duplicate that. Takes a second these days with the new Procreate update. Go into that, go into shape, edit, import, paste. Now remember we rotated that shape, so now my shape is sideways, okay? Tap, tap, tap. Okay. This one you have to kind of go from the bottom up for it to be upright. See how these were upside down? They're pointing down because I went from the top down. All right, so that's a fun brush too, but still a little bit more rigid looking again because our scatter is just kind of going like this a little bit. I want some of my moons to be facing that way. So I can go into this brush and go down here to flip on the X axis. If I put an example here, you can see that. You can try to experiment with X and Y. All right, let's see. See how they're all curved like this on this one? On this one, they're still curved up, but some of them are this way, some of them are this way. I think I like that. I think I like that. So now I have another brush, and you saw how easy that was to duplicate and just paste in a new shape source and make a couple changes. So these are brushes that will follow your stroke so that you can make paths. If you have the little footprint thing, you can make a path. If you want it to be really perfect, you can snap a line, put your finger down so it's perfectly straight. And you can also play around with, if you have a nice path like this, up here in stroke path, you can play around with these jitters here. So lateral jitter will put them a little bit side to side along your stroke so they're not perfectly straight. I think for scrapbooking, I want to be able to have them in a nice line, so I probably won't do that, but that is an option. You can play with color dynamics. Stamp is one shape, right? So changing the hue is really fun to do. You can bump up the hue even more. Play around with all of these. A stroke is every time you pick up your pencil and put it back down again. Pressure is, if pressing harder will change the color, and then tilting the pencil or using the barrel roll, rotating it like this to change the color. You can play around with all of those things. Super fun and easy. Lots and lots of possibilities. I'm going to go back to this bean brush because it'll be a good example to use to show you one more quick setting. In the shape source, if you go down here to count is on 1. That means that every time each of these is stamping, it's stamping once, right? But if you bump it up, let's say to 5, there's 5 of those beans in there now. So if you scatter them, woo, look at that. Or you can go back and spread them out too. Whoops, not that one. Maybe this one. Whoop. Maybe go back to shape and scatter them. Whoop. Maybe bring the spacing down. Oh my gosh. Now it looks like you've spilled rice on the floor. And if you play with color dynamics on that, oh yeah, you need a smaller preview now too. Each one is going to be a different color if you change the stamp color dynamics on that. Should I show you really quick? All right, let's change the preview really tiny here. And the color dynamics hue on the stamp, each one is different. Those are going to be represented by how the saturation is going to be based on the saturation you have here. So if you choose a lighter saturation, they're all going to be lighter. This could be a nice border. Look at that. Filling in, maybe making an actual jelly bean shape, for example. I love it. All right, have lots of fun. I love brush making. I have a whole playlist of making brushes. I have classes, lots of classes. And I want to show you one more thing. When you sign up for my newsletter, you get access to the Pixel Pantry. And this is password protected, so it's always going to be in my newsletter. The password is. And there's a video here to show you how to download things. You can send me a tip through Ko-fi if you want. And there's just a ton. There's a ton here. And definitely there's links to various YouTube videos and blog posts that tie in with most of these freebies too. It should keep you busy for a while. And there's some really, really amazing stuff here. I almost always use this favorite brush set of mine I put all my favorites in one set here. This mixed media set is also just, I can't even describe how amazing it is to kind of try to get real looks like a Posca pen and micron pen and a Prismacolor pencil and my new Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 whatever they're called, water pastels. I don't know what they're called, but it's a really fun set, and there's a YouTube video that explains how to use them as well. All right, I could go on and on. I have years worth of stuff here, and you can go down to the bottom and go even older here. So it goes back to 2021. All right, talk to you later. Bye.